From Los Angeles to a worldwide audience, this is Boaz Power TV, where we take your life to the next level. Now, internationally known speaker and author, here's Boaz.
Hi, welcome to the Power Show. You are part of the Power Nation, and I'm so delighted that you're here. This is episode number 128 on Boaz Power TV. And here we help you to improve your attitude, your relationships, your finances, and your career. When people ask you, how's business? I suggest you use one word with enthusiasm: unbelievable. Nobody will know what you're up to, but they'll think you're doing great. At least you'll be alive. Everybody else looks like they're dead. Oh, we should have ordered flowers. This particular episode of Boaz Power TV is called Welcome to Contentment. There's a fable about an old man walking down a long country road. Looking older than his years, he passed by a sign that indicated he was near the end of his journey. This journey was his life. As he thought about how his health had deteriorated over the years, he figured that the heavy weights he'd been carrying in his backpack were responsible. Those weights in reality represented his reactions to certain incidents in his life. The strain of such a burden on a daily basis would eventually take its toll on anyone. Can you and I relate? I know. When he began carrying it a long time ago, the backpack didn't seem as heavy. However, the longer he carried it, the heavier it got, and the more it affected his health and his attitude. His personality had become more and more gloomy. It's no wonder people shied away from him. Now, one day he came upon an unfamiliar yet beautiful little village. The signpost over the entry gate read, "Welcome to Contentment." There, a friendly guard greeted him. "Welcome," he said to the old man. The traveler, curious about the place, asked if he could come in and meet some of the people. "Sure," the guard said. "You can come in. May I ask what you have in the backpack? It appears to be heavy." The old man, with a sad look on his face, said, "A long time ago, some selfish people took advantage of me. I tried to get even with them. I didn't like them. I wasted a lot of time thinking about them. I turned all that hatred into some very heavy resentment. I have carried that resentment with me ever since. The weight of my resentment ended up ruining my health and my life." The guard, touched by the old man's admission of wasted years, said, "You can come in and visit our village as long as you leave your backpack out here. Resentment isn't welcome in the village of contentment." Let me repeat that. Resentment isn't welcome in the village of contentment. Is there a message for both of us there? This fable is a profound analogy of how too many people live their lives. Dale Carnegie, in the book How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, let me show you the cover. This is so good. What a great book. You ought to read this. I've read it several times. How to Stop Worrying and Start Living states, "When we hate our enemies, we are giving them power over us. Power over our sleep, our appetites, our blood pressure, our health, and our happiness. When we hate our enemies." Ooh. Our enemies would dance with joy if only they knew how they were worrying us, lacerating us, and getting even with us. "Our hate is not hurting them at all," said Carnegie, "but our hate is turning our own days and nights into a hellish turmoil." A long time ago, I got to know a man who was running a small company that seemed to have great potential. We started to work together, and thinking that he had similar values and goals, I felt there was a good opportunity for us to work as a team to enlarge his company. We became friends, and he began to consider us as partners. I went out of my way to do anything possible to help him build his company. I invested a lot of time, my own money, in that enterprise. The business grew and prospered. I was sure that both of us would end up doing quite well as a result of all of our efforts. Well, somewhere along the line, there were signs that this partner of mine had an ego problem. Instead of continuing on our steady, consistent path, he began thinking of ways to make money faster. His hot new ideas began to cost the company money. It was always the next big opportunity. In order to impress others, he bought a very expensive home and bragged about it to everyone who would listen. I began to resent that fact that although we had agreed that we would make all company decisions jointly, he began independently making one bad financial decision after another. Within a couple of years, his actions drained the company of operating funds, and the business came crashing down. Not only was I out of a job, I'd also lost a fair amount of money in the venture. I was very angry with him. He had ruined a wonderful opportunity and threw away several years of hard work. Well, for weeks I couldn't get a peaceful night's sleep. My ulcer flared up. He left town, and I wanted to choke the living daylights out of him. I came to hate him. I'm sorry to admit to you, I came to hate him. Then after a few weeks, I realized that the only person I was really hurting with all of this anger and resentment was me. I decided to pull myself together, start working on myself and my career, and just leave him alone. As difficult as that was, I got to tell you, I'm here to tell you that the things in my life, other things, began to improve when I decided to turn the experience into a valuable lesson. There were red flags along the way. I had chosen to disregard them. The valuable lessons from that entire experience was summed up in just 2 words: never again. Never again. Since then, whenever I even have an inkling of such a personality trait in people I deal with, I now take action quickly and make a change. That ability has been quite valuable. So the next time you find yourself resenting or hating someone for taking advantage of you, you might recall the old man at the gate of the village of Contentment. That's not a position in which any of us should find ourselves. After all, resentment is not welcome in the village of Contentment. So the affirmation for this episode of Boaz Power TV, you may want to write it down. I don't waste precious time thinking about the people I don't like. My time is very valuable. Once again, I don't waste precious time thinking about the people I don't like. My time is very valuable. Read that first thing in the morning, last thing at night for at least 21 days, and you'll see what a great benefit it will be to your life. Thank you for joining me. If you like these messages, and many people around the world find them highly beneficial, please do me a favor. Forward this to 5 people you know. Suggest they go to my website, boazpower.com, and they can also subscribe to the free weekly broadcast on Boaz Power TV. Thank you for joining me. You are special. You are unique. You are destined for greatness. I see it in you. You are a champion. Have a powerful day.
This has been Boaz Power TV. To comment, see other episodes, or to subscribe to this free broadcast, go to our blog at boazpower.com. That's boazpower.com. We're here to take your life to the next level.